After the great flood, the world was fresh and new again. Noah's family grew and grew until the earth was filled with many people. They all spoke the same language and lived together in peace. One day, a large group of families and friends found a wide, beautiful land called Shinar. The green fields stretched far and wide, and the rivers flowed like shiny ribbons. "Let's stay here forever," they said. And so, they began to build a new life together, right there in the valley of Shinar. As time passed, the people in Shinar wanted to do something very special. They wanted to make their city the greatest city the world had ever seen. Ezra, a young builder with a big imagination, stood up one day and said, "Let's build a tower. Not just any tower, a tower so tall it touches the heavens." The people cheered. "Yes, a tower that reaches the sky. Everyone will know how smart and strong we are." But they forgot to ask God if this was a good idea. They were thinking more about themselves than about Him. Everyone got to work right away. They mixed mud and straw to make strong bricks. They stacked the bricks higher and higher each day. The tower grew so tall that the top seemed to disappear into the clouds. Workers sang songs as they worked. Children carried little buckets of water to help. The city buzzed with excitement and pride. But in all their hard work, they forgot one important thing. They didn't pray. They didn't ask God for help or thank Him for their blessings. They were trying to make themselves great instead of making God great. Up in heaven, God looked down at the busy city and the growing tower. He saw how proud the people had become. They believed they could do anything all by themselves. God loved His people very much, but He knew this wasn't good for them. He wanted them to depend on Him, not just on their own plans. So God made a wise decision. He would create many different languages so they couldn't all understand each other anymore. Suddenly, while the people were building and singing, something strange happened. Ezra called out, "Bring me more bricks." But the worker next to him looked confused and answered in words Ezra had never heard before. Everywhere, people were talking, but no one could understand each other. Workers dropped their bricks. Children stopped playing. The songs ended. No one could finish the tower anymore. The city was filled with noise, but no one knew what anyone else was saying. Since they couldn't work together anymore, the people decided it was time to move. Families and friends who understood each other gathered into groups. Some traveled toward the mountains. Some moved by the sea. Some went into green forests. The Tower of Babel, once so tall and proud, was left unfinished, and the people spread out across the earth, just as God had planned from the very beginning. And so, the world was filled with many languages, many colors, and many beautiful people. God made us all different, but He loves us all the same. When we listen to God and follow His ways, we can do amazing things together.